Can you hear me, Gilmore? Can you hear me? You hear how quiet it is in here? It's nice. We've done a lot since we were last here. This is probably going to be the best sounding video we've ever made, non-podcast, because we're done insulation for the most part in the movie theater. The movie theater's framed. We have the track on the wall with these cool little clips. All of the sound bats or sound insulation is in the wall. Now, all the walls don't call for the insulation because this wall is actually going to be see-through. The fabric, the sound fabric that's going over top of this, you won't be able to see the actual wall. This will all be painted black, and the speakers and all the equipment that sit back here will actually have their own lighting system. When you're sitting here in the room, this is just going to look like a black wall, and you're going to be able to turn on a separate set of lights that just like lights up all the equipment. So this wall behind the screen wall, this gets the drywall. All the rest of the surfaces get the drywall. We're using a Quiet Rock product in this basement, at least in this area. Quiet Rock, there's a variety of different products for, sound dampening. It's very popular with our customers in basements in particular because you want to get that sound insulation between the first floor and the basement. When people are walking around or you're downstairs watching a movie, you want to separate those sound areas. But this room sounds amazing. Getting into these little sound clips, they're unique. Once you really look at them, they're not that sophisticated. And I don't mean that like in an insulting way, because what they do is, at least what I'm told they do, it's really powerful. And in my opinion, like the cost, which probably varies depending on how much you order or who you order it from, varies, but it basically mounts on top of the wood studs. So it separates the drywall, which gets mounted to this metal track. And then these have this little groove in there, which perfectly sit inside the groove of the track. These get mounted to the stud. And then when the vibration or the sound is bouncing around in here and it hits the drywall vibrates, then the metal vibrates, and then the metal is sitting in this like rubber membrane layer, and it does what's called uncoupling. It uncouples the structure of the room from, I guess, the drywall. But uncoupling is basically like when you separate two different building materials from each other. There's, you hear about uncoupling in tile. It's a widely used construction word, but in this instance, it's basically just indicating that we're separating the drywall from the rigid structure of the house. And in doing so, it's going to improve the sound quality of the room. I've never used this product. We got this product from Worldwide Stereo, who is supplying all of the equipment and all of like the technical know-how for us on this project. So if you're interested more about this, I would give Worldwide Stereo a call. They do have a really huge, wide online presence. You don't necessarily need to be local to us. You can hit them up on the phone. They have a whole team of people that can help you out and ship you the products you need. Last time, I think we were just starting to get ready to wire all the movie theater, projector, the screen, the lighting, all the speakers, the rear speakers, speakers in the ceiling, subwoofers. This whole platform was much larger, but then we were doing all these kinds of trigonometry, mathematics, to figure out these seats, and then those seats, like these seats don't recline the way these do. So like we got the platform shrunk down to this as small as it could be. This is all filled with insulation as well. So this room is pretty much encapsulated. We're ready for drywall at this point. I talked about the Quiet Rock. We are also using all these different kind of like foam padding and different caulk products like the Quiet Seal to seal around the lower areas that'll be exposed. The drywall won't completely cover all the way to the ground, because in a basement you don't want to touch the drywall to the ground because it'll soak up moisture. Fun fact, caulking all of the seams beams and everything like that first, so that the sound doesn't escape the room, traps it, and it sounds the way it's engineered. All this stuff is designed and engineered and planned by like a really skilled professional. Shout out to Worldwide Stereo. As you can see, some of these walls are as close to the outside foundation as possible. So back here, that wall is framed in front of concrete foundation. And then we framed this wall to make the room symmetrical. So this wall over here is as close to the foundation as you can possibly get it already. And that prevented us from putting any more insulation, because this is the insulation that we need in here for code. And then we didn't want to make the room any smaller. So this is going to have to suffice. And based upon how great it sounds in here already, once we get the rubber floor installed and the foam and all the caulk and then the drywall and then the carpet on top of all of that with the furniture, you're not even gonna hear me snap, Gilmar. It doesn't sound bad, but it sounds normal in here. We're back. Like when you walk in there, I hope it comes out on the video how good it sounds in there. Like I hope you can tell, because if you can't, that's just a travesty. Because like you'll just have to trust us. We could be lying to everybody. Can you hear me? You hear how quiet it is in here? Yeah, not that it doesn't sound bad. It doesn't sound bad. In here, everything again, like all the installations in here, we like to, every project, this is every project, regardless if the customer asks for it or not, we put sound insulation around bedrooms and bathrooms. I don't need to explain why. This is all ready to go. Everything's roughed in, fans in, lighting's in, the fan. We have a new exhaust fan duct run out to the outside. All of this framing is ready to go. We have blue tape holding in our insulation. It's not pretty, but it's currently getting the job done. Once the drywall goes in, all that stuff will just kind of hold itself in. And then we're waiting for cabinetry and paint now. Drywall, then paint and cabinetry. I got a little ahead of myself there. We got custom cabinetry coming in. We've got a whole cool built-in going in there. We have a Murphy bed coming in behind us, custom vanity, and then all kinds of modifications to the cabinetry that we have already existing to accommodate the new design, which I'm really excited about. Shannon from Color and Crown, shout out, did a great job on this project. So I think that's it. Gomar, do you have any other questions?
Dude, you jumped to the ceiling?
Yeah, dude, I just jumped and I came back from the bottom.